Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I don't know if I'm actually going to like this video and if I will actually post this because it's been raining for the past few days, probably a week, and I've been trying to film for that long, but it's just our house has so many windows and skylights, so the noise and the thunder and the lighting and the rain, you could just hear it inside the house so much. So I don't know, hopefully you can't hear anything. Right now it just sounds like somebody's peeing outside my house, but it's not that, it's rain, trust me. So like I said, it's been so cloudy, so I thought about putting a pop-up color on my face because it's just so dark and dull outside. So I put some red lipstick just to make things a little brighter. Yeah, so as you can tell, this is going to be a sit down and talk video. I've been wanting to film this for a couple of weeks, and I actually thought about filming it and just not posting it, but I realized that there is a lot of younger kids watching this channel, and I especially wanted to film this for my little sister because I have a younger sister who just started middle school when school started like a month ago, and it's her first year in middle school. So I remember and I know how tough and crazy middle school was for me, and I always wish that when I was in school I had an older sister or cousin or friend to tell me things and talk to me, but I actually didn't. I'm actually the oldest cousin in my family, and I'm the oldest everything. There's so much that I wish that I could tell my younger self if I could relive my younger years. So let's start with the first one. So school really wasn't easy for me. I remember I hated school. I hated school since elementary, middle school, high school. I always hated school. I hated college. I hated everything. I feel like school's just not for me. And it's not that I didn't get things. I was a really smart person. I just hated the routine. I hated the way of learning, like through books and stuff like that. I'm a hands-on person. So I just hated school. That's why I missed a lot of school, and my parents don't know until this day, but I was never in school. And yeah, that's also one of the things that I want to touch base on. So let's take this back to elementary. Starting in elementary school, if I could tell myself one thing is, and I don't know how bad and how much I can stress this, and how I've heard so many people obviously say it on these kinds of videos, and it's like the #1 thing, but it's just something so important that I wish like I knew and that I realized back then, and I wish a lot of younger people realized and lived by, is be yourself. Like, just be yourself, Patty. If I could just stop time and like go back in elementary school, I feel like a lot of people are just like trying to like realize who they really are growing up, and there's just like so many different kinds of kids, and especially me. I came to the United States when I was coming into 3rd grade, so I didn't know any English. Through the whole process, I just wish that I would have just been myself, and there's nothing so important to me now at my age now to just be myself now. But in elementary school, there were like the popular girls and like the cool girls, and I felt like I always wanted to be part of them, and I always wanted to be like them. And now that I think about it, I never really did much to be like them, but now that I think about it and realize I actually did small things to change my appearance, to change myself, to change my personality, to try to be like them and be able to fit in, even though I never actually like tried to fit in. But I see myself now, and I'm like, I did those things because I wanted to be like them, because I wanted to be noticed, because I wanted to be part of it. And that's really not who I was. These girls were not the nicest, they were not the smartest. So it's like I should have never tried to be like anyone else but myself. And that's something that it's like sad to me now that I know bullying is such a big thing in schools these days. And I feel like a lot of kids will try to not be themselves and not to talk like themselves and not to act like themselves and try to fit in and be like the cool kids, act like them and talk like them and walk like them and dress like them and things like that. And I just feel like it's so important as maybe like an older generation for us to like show kids and like let them know that it's okay to be yourself, and especially start getting used to being yourself at an early age and the younger you are, because there's nothing easier than being yourself. It's going to be harder trying to keep up and trying to be like someone else and trying to dress and act like someone else. It's just so much easier to just be yourself. At the end of the day, when you grow older, you're going to appreciate and like yourself for who you were and not because you tried to be like someone else. So that's one of the main things that I wish I could tell myself now. Talk like you want to talk, dress like you want to dress, like do your hair like you want to do your hair. I always hated my hair growing up because it was so curly, and until this day I still hate it, but it's like it wasn't that bad. I always wanted to be like the other girls and have like this like super silky shiny straight hair, and that wasn't my case. My hair was really curly, and not just curly because I could have lived with curly hair, but my hair was like poofy. It was like a cloud. There was nothing we could do to like keep it down and not make it poofy and, you know, just have curls. So yeah, until this day I don't like it, but I live with it. Yeah, maybe on camera you guys always see me with my hair curled or my hair straight, but obviously my hair is not that way. And yes, I get perms, and I got a lot of backlash for me talking about, oh, I get perms. I do get perms because I don't want straight hair. I mean, I don't want curly hair all the time, especially in the summertime. When I go to the beach and I come out of the water and my hair dries up, trust me, it is not pretty. But that's another story. So I guess for elementary, there was a lot of times that I didn't want to go to school, and it was because of the people that were in my school. They weren't the nicest. They just, a lot of them didn't like me. So I remember there was a lot of times that I would tell my dad or like my mom back then, like, I don't want to go to school, like I'm sick. I would pretend that I was sick. I would pretend that like I just would pretend that I was sick. I remember one time I didn't want to go to school on a Monday so bad because I just people weren't the nicest to me. And I remember I just didn't know what to do. I tried to make myself throw up in the restroom, just like sticking my finger down my throat, trying to make myself throw up so my parents would hear me and they would think that I was sick and they wouldn't send me to school that Monday. And I also remember getting under my covers, like heavy thick covers, and staying under there for as long as I could hold it, and coming out and telling my parents, oh, I have a fever, I can't go to school tomorrow. And as I think about it now, it sucks and it really makes me want to cry, because it's like, as a little like 9-10-year-old kid in elementary school, for you to be doing those things in order for your parents to think you're sick and for them not to send you to school, that's just sad. And bullying, it's a real thing, and obviously I went through it, and I know so many kids are going through it, and so many kids are going to the extreme because of these things. And it's just sad because it's like, I remember how I felt, and I remember like that pain in my stomach and my gut, like that I didn't want to go to school the next day. And I never told my parents why I didn't want to go to school. I never told them, oh, like, they really didn't believe me. They still sent me to school. They knew I was lying, but I never had the courage and the guts to tell them, hey, this is going on, this is how I feel, this is why I don't want to go to school, and things like that. And I wish one thing that I could tell myself now is like, speak up, open up to people, let them know like what's going on. Your parents are going to help you, like teachers and principals in school are there to help you and protect you. Just don't be afraid of like what they're going to say or what's going to happen. But it's not okay for a kid the age that I was to be doing those things just so they wouldn't go to school the next day. So my second thing would be just like speak up. If you guys are going through something like that, like I was, and I could tell myself that, is just speak up, trust people, tell your parents, tell someone. Don't feel like you're alone, and don't do those things. So yeah, for that, that's it, because obviously I don't want to keep going because I probably will get emotional talking about that. So I'll just go ahead and leave that there. Third thing, I guess, would be, I guess this is overall in whatever grade or whatever age I was, would be to be more accepting and to be more tolerant of other people. Even though, and this could be even to me now, but as my earlier years, even though I was the type of person, and I'm actually proud of this, elementary, middle school, high school, I was the type of person that if you were new to my school, or if you didn't have any friends, or if you were alone, or like I said, if you were a new person, I would be the person to go up to you and try to talk to you and try to be your friend. And even though I always say, oh no, I'm not a people's person, like I'm not like outgoing and stuff like that, like I'm not a outrovert, I was in a way back then, or even now. If I see someone that's alone and like they're like shy and like scared and new to something, I'll be the person that's like, hey, what's your name? Oh, what school did you come from? Like, how old are you? Like, stuff like that. So even though that was me, I feel like maybe I could have also I feel like I could have done better. I feel like there was not necessarily new people to my schools or my life or whatever in any instance, but people that had already been there, and maybe I just could have been more accepting and tolerant to them. And yeah, that's kind of a thing that goes hand in hand with bullying. It's kind of the opposite, obviously, of bullying and being tolerant, and something I wish that I would have shared more, I guess, with everyone, would be to be more accepting and tolerant to like our classmates and our peers and our, you know, just people around us. Another thing that I wish that I could tell myself, this is more towards the middle school days and I guess high school days, is to don't push people away. And even now, I feel like I need to learn from that. If I could tell myself right now, or kids the age that I was right now, is don't push your parents away, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to be there for you no matter what. Your friends are not going to be there. You'll move on, have new friends. Your friends will change, but your parents are always going to be there. Especially if you have parents that ask you, hey, how was your day at school? Like, what happened? Tell me about your school. And I used to be the kid that was like, oh, good. And I would go to my room. And it hurts me to think about it now, because it's like, wow, I took my parents for granted a lot. And it is a phase that kids go through, like I guess like middle school and high school. You think you're all grown and cool and stuff like that, and like, why do I need to talk to my parents? So I just, like, you know, it's something that if I could tell myself now, is like, stop being so stupid. And I always slap myself in the face, because I always had kind of overprotective parents at times, but they always cared enough to even ask, like, how was your day? How are you feeling? How's it going? How are you? And I would always just be like, good, and just walk away. And I wish that I would have opened up and talked to them, and just know that they're not, you know, like, appreciate them while they're there and asking me, because obviously not everybody has that. Don't be so closed off, and like, yeah, it's a phase, but just skip that phase. Like just get over it. Like, so yeah, for you guys, just if you have parents that like are there for you and care for you, just take advantage of them while you can, because that might not always be the case, and they might not be there for long. So just appreciate them, and don't keep everything to yourself. I'm actually not even counting. I don't even know like how many things I've named. I think that was the third or fourth. Fifth of all, I liked a lot of boys. I was like really into boys for some reason. Like, I never did anything, like, you know, but I just really had a lot of crushes. I would crush a lot. So if I could tell something to myself is, and with crushes comes like breakups that are so insignificant. Oh my god, like they don't mean anything. Like one time I broke up with this guy, boy that we were going out, but I knew him and stuff, but I never got to see him in person within like that month that we were going out. Like he went to another school and I never got to see him. We would obviously talk every day and stuff like that, but I never got to see him. So it's like, if I could tell myself one thing is stop being stupid. It's only middle school. Like this isn't define the rest of your life. Like don't be so naive and stupid and think like that you're going to be with this person for the rest of your life. Like stop. It's just so embarrassing, like to think like the way that, to remember the way I used to think back then. Are you serious? Like, are you really crying about that right now? I guess the main thing would be like, don't sweat the small stuff. And even though it looks so big and it looks like a big problem and like a big deal and like a big thing and like your heart's getting ripped out of your body, it's not serious at all. Like you'll get over it. Like after that, so many better things are going to come. So just like shut up and like take a nap or something. Trust me, like bigger breakups and like worse breakups are going to come. So just get ready, because what you're crying about right now is not going to be crap compared to like what will come later on when you get older and older and older, and the longer the relationships last. So yeah, so even though like I laugh at it now, probably back then I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like I never had this feeling before. Like, oh my god, he was the one. Girl, shut up. Like, no, just no. It's so embarrassing for me to even say it out loud, but it's actually funny. And I can't just imagine like kids, or not even kids anymore, but teens growing up and being around that age and feeling like that. It's like, gosh, I have a little sister. What if she's going to be going through something like that I thought was the end of the world? Like, girl, no. All right, so that was, I guess, covered elementary, middle school, and high school. No, sorry, that covered elementary. I know elementary is not elementary, but I always say elementary. It's elementary. Freak it, I say elementary. So that was for elementary and middle school. Now moving on to high school. Oh my god. Girl, if I could tell myself like one thing about high school, would be like, go to school. That's the main thing I would tell myself in high school. It's like, Patty, you need to go to school. I'm not proud to say it. I don't want to set a bad example to anybody, and that's obviously not why I'm saying this. Actually, cover your ears, girl. But I never went to school, like ever. I used to skip school so much, but I graduated, and I graduated a year earlier than I was supposed to. So I still got things done, but I just wish that I would have gotten things done better, in a better way. And I wish my grades would have been better. I wish my GPA would have been better. I wish I would have graduated better. But a lot of it had to do with me never going to school and skipping school all the time, like the whole day. I remember there was weeks that I would go to school like twice. That's not good, kids. And Patty, back then, Patty. So that's like the #1 thing that I would stress to myself. Like now, if I could see myself, it's like, go to school, go to school. There's nothing more important for you right now. Like whatever you're doing, it's not important. Just go to school, girl. Like, don't just go to school. Obviously that's important, but actually pay attention in school, because I didn't. Like, I was in a relationship, and for like a year, whatever it lasted, I wouldn't do my work. Like, oh my god, like even though I'm proud that I graduated, and I graduated a year early, and I graduated with like even more credits than I was supposed to, but it's that I could have done so much better. Like, I know Patty was capable of so much more, and I like hate myself. Well, not hate myself, but I regret not like doing better than I did. Even though I did okay and good, I wish I would have done better. I wish that I would have paid more attention. I wish that like I would have actually done my homework and I copied off of someone. I wish that, like, yeah, I just would have paid more attention. I would have been more involved with school. Yeah, that's the number one thing. Like, it was huge for me. So that's one thing that I would just like tell myself so bad now. But another thing, let's see, that I would tell myself in high school would probably just be to let go. I feel like I would really tell myself to let go. To let go of insecurities, to let go of people, to let go of bad friends, to let go of bad influences, to let go of relationships, to let go of a lot of things that I knew weren't the best and I knew they weren't good. And I just wish that I could tell myself now to let go, like let go now before it's too late. Like just cleanse your life, I guess. I mean, I wasn't doing drugs or I wasn't drinking, like doing other things, like I wasn't. But there's like small things that I wish I could tell myself, like let go of them. Like, you know they're not good for you. Or stop sweating those small things, like they're not gonna mean anything to you in a couple of years when you graduate. Like, I guess also, well, I was in the topic of letting go. Yeah, I said let go of like people and friends and relationships and things like that. But also around that subject, I would tell myself, like, listen to your mom. And this goes to anyone. I feel like, oh God, my foot went to sleep because I was sitting on that leg. So I'll sit on this one now. When moms tell you, I don't like that friend for you, I don't think she's a good friend, or I don't think they're good friends, like, be careful, don't get too comfortable, don't tell them too personal things. Like, when a mom tells you that, like, moms know. If other people are telling you something like that, they see something that you don't see. They see, maybe they see that person for how they really are, and you just don't see that because you're like, oh no, that's my friend, that's how they are, that's how they act. Your parents were young ones, listen to their advice. And I wish I would have, because that would have saved me a lot of letdowns and yeah, bad feelings and stuff like that. So I wish I would have listened to them through my whole life a little more. But at the end of the day, I feel like I wasn't a terrible child. So at the end of the day, I'm grateful for that, and I guess I didn't turn out as bad. But there are those few things that I mentioned that I could tell myself now, and I wish that I could. But my sister looks just like me, so I'm telling her now. And maybe a lot of you guys that are younger than me would probably get something good out of this video, and maybe actually pay attention and listen to what I'm saying and get something good out of what I said. That was the whole purpose of this video. So yeah, you guys, that was it for this video. I have a lot of laundry to go do, and thank God it didn't rain or thunder while I was making the video. I mean, it's still raining, but hopefully you guys can't hear it so much. But anyway, that is it. I'll go ahead and see you guys next time. Bye.